OpenAI new Sora 2 just killed Google's VEO 3. For months, Google's VEO 3 ruled the AI video world. Its clips looked cinematic, its textures felt real, and its physics almost human. But then, OpenAI quietly released something that flipped the script. A single sentence, and seconds later, a full movie unfolds. Voices, ambient sound, camera movements, everything in perfect sync. Meet Sora 2, OpenAI's answer to Google's VEO 3, and possibly its executioner, because what just happened between these two AI giants isn't a simple upgrade. It's the beginning of an AI video war that could reshape the internet forever. The rise of Google's VEO 3. Let's rewind to early 2025. Google stepped into the spotlight with VEO 3, its most advanced video generator ever. It wasn't a flashy demo or limited prototype. It was production-ready, integrated deep inside Google's AI empire. Developers used it through Gemini APIs, enterprise teams deployed it on Vertex AI, and even creative tools like Canva plugged it in. For the first time, anyone, from an engineer to a casual designer, could generate 8-second cinematic clips straight from text. Smooth camera pans, perfect lighting, fluid movement. VEO 3 became the new standard for realism. Every AI researcher called it a breakthrough. Google thought they had built an unshakable throne. But in Silicon Valley, power never lasts long. The arrival of OpenAI's Sora, 2 months later, OpenAI struck back. And this time, they didn't just launch a model, they launched an experience. Sora 2 wasn't hidden behind API calls or developer dashboards. It lived inside a sleek new app, simply called Sora. Think of it as a fusion between TikTok and a movie studio. You type a prompt, the AI generates a video, and in seconds, you can share, remix, or repost it. But OpenAI did something unexpected. They didn't open the floodgates. Instead, they kept it invite-only, available only to iOS users in the US and Canada. On paper, it sounded restrictive, but in reality, it created mystique. Suddenly, everyone wanted in. And while Google was building for corporations, OpenAI was building for creators, the very people who shape culture and drive virality. It wasn't just an app launch, it was a cultural maneuver. The 6 battlefields, to understand who truly dominates, we have to compare them on 6 fronts. 1. Realism and physics. 2. Audio synchronization. 3. Length and continuity. 4. Creative control. 5. Ecosystem and adoption. 6. Safety and copyright. These are the 6 battlegrounds where OpenAI and Google will fight for the future of video generation. Realism and physics. VEO 3 already impressed the world with cinematic visuals. Its shots looked real. Shadows moved naturally, lighting felt professional, and transitions were buttery smooth. But under the surface, there were cracks. People noticed small glitches, melting limbs, distorted faces, floating objects. Sora 2 obliterated that barrier. OpenAI focused on physical accuracy, meaning every frame followed real-world logic. Gravity behaved correctly, motion felt weighted, and surfaces interacted properly. A glass dropped in Sora 2 doesn't float. It shatters. Characters walk with believable gait. Collisions behave like physics, not math. For the first time, AI-generated video stopped looking dreamlike and started looking cinematic. It's not just about beauty anymore, it's about believability. Battle 2, audio, dialogue, and sync. Here's the truth. Sound is what convinces your brain that something is real. And this is where Google stumbled. VEO 3 could generate sound and dialogue, but the timing was often off. Lips didn't match voices, footsteps didn't align. It was like watching a dubbed movie. Visually perfect, but emotionally distant. Sora 2, however, mastered synchronization. Lips move exactly with dialogue. A car hums as it passes. Thunder echoes when lightning flashes. Each sound is anchored to the scene. It's subtle, but powerful, because a perfectly synced clip keeps a viewer watching longer, especially on platforms like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And that's exactly where OpenAI wants to dominate. Battle 3. Length, continuity, and storytelling, VEO. 3 clips, capped at 8 seconds. Great for ads and snippets, but too short for storytelling. And stitching clips together caused chaos. Characters changed, lighting reset, and faces shifted between scenes. OpenAI's Sora 2 expanded that boundary, not just in length, but in memory. The model remembers characters, their clothes, expressions, and even their emotional tone stay consistent across shots. That's a monumental leap for creators. Suddenly you can make a short story, not just a visual experiment. Early testers reported that continuity in Sora 2 allowed multi-scene storytelling that looked smooth. No style resets, no uncanny jumps. It's still not a full movie, but it's the closest AI has ever come. Battle 4. Creative control, from prompt to direction. With VEO 3, you could describe what you wanted, but results often felt unpredictable. You'd type a cinematic chase at sunset and get something close. Sora 2 fixes that frustration with steerability. You can direct your video just like a filmmaker. Want the camera to zoom in? You can. Want slow motion or a color tone shift? You can instruct it. The AI interprets pacing, lighting, and mood with precision. This is where Sora 2 feels less like software and more like a creative collaborator. It doesn't just generate, it co-creates. For filmmakers, marketers, and content creators, this turns text prompts into cinematic control panels. OpenAI isn't giving you a random clip, it's handing you a virtual movie studio. Battle 5. Ecosystem and adoption. The strategy divide. This is where Google and OpenAI split completely. Google's approach. VEO 3 is part of a massive ecosystem, Gemini, Vertex AI, and Canva. Its reach is enormous. Businesses, marketing teams, and developers can integrate video generation directly into existing workflows. It's professional, structured, and globally accessible. OpenAI's approach, Sora, 2 lives inside a consumer app that feels like TikTok. Vertical videos, quick sharing, instant remixing. It's not built for developers, it's built for creators. The create, remix, share loop gives it something Google can't replicate: cultural momentum. TechCrunch called it half video generator, half social network. While Google builds for companies, OpenAI builds for virality. And in the age of short-form video, virality wins attention. Battle 6, safety, copyright, and the legal storm, but here's the dark side. AI-generated video comes with danger: copyright abuse, deep fakes, and misinformation. Google plays it safe. It embeds invisible synth ID watermarks in every VEO 3 clip, allowing platforms to identify AI content easily. It blocks explicit prompts and copyrighted references. The result? Safer videos, but with less creative freedom. OpenAI's Sora 2? A different story. It allows content unless creators opt out, meaning copyrighted material is fair game by default. That policy exploded into controversy. Reuters reported that Sora clips included Disney and Nintendo assets without permission. 404 Media even found Mickey Mouse and Mario appearing in user creations. Critics call it reckless. Supporters call it revolutionary. But one thing's certain for OpenAI's approach pushes legal and ethical boundaries like never before. It's freedom with chaos. The clash of philosophies. At its core, this isn't just a product comparison, it's a battle of ideologies. Google believes in structure, safety, and scalability. It builds for corporations and developers, people who need stability. OpenAI believes in creativity, culture, and chaos. It builds for artists, influencers, and storytellers, people who need freedom. VEO 3 feels like a film studio. Sora 2 feels like a revolution. Google is the architect. OpenAI is the artist. And when art meets technology, art always spreads faster, the edge and the fallout. So, did Sora 2 really kill VEO 3? Not quite, but it landed a heavy blow. VEO 3 remains stable, enterprise-ready, and deeply integrated across Google's ecosystem. But Sora 2 has the people. It's the first AI video tool that feels personal, expressive, and alive. Its realism, its synchronized sound, its creative control, all of it makes video generation accessible to everyone. Yet, that accessibility comes with danger. Deepfakes are getting harder to detect. Copyright disputes are rising. Regulators are watching. The real war isn't about who builds the best model. It's about who earns the world's trust to control synthetic video. Because in a world where any teenager can make a movie from a sentence, truth itself becomes negotiable. The future of AI video. By late 2025, both companies are evolving fast. Google is working on longer clips, safer filters, and enterprise-grade scaling. OpenAI is expanding Sora beyond iOS, preparing for global rollout and Android integration. Sora 2 may not have officially killed VEO 3, but it redefined the battlefield. It showed that AI video isn't about technology. It's about emotion, storytelling, and reach. The question now isn't who's winning. The question is, what's real anymore? If this video blew your mind, drop a like, share it with your friends, and tell us in the comments, who do you think wins this AI war, Google or OpenAI? Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the future of artificial intelligence, technology, and creativity.